A bear can close a gap of 40 yards in about 3 seconds. That is faster than you can unlock your phone. And every single year, visitors to national parks and wilderness areas put themselves in exactly that situation. Not because bears are hunting them, but because of simple, preventable mistakes. Today, we are breaking down the 7 most common errors that lead to dangerous bear encounters, and more importantly, exactly how to make sure you never make them. So let us start with the big one. The mistake that rangers say causes more dangerous encounters than anything else. Mistake number 1. Improper food storage. Bears have a sense of smell that is roughly 7 times stronger than a bloodhound's. They can detect food from miles away, and once they associate humans with easy calories, they become what wildlife managers call food conditioned. A food conditioned bear is a dangerous bear, and tragically, it is usually a dead bear, because once a bear starts seeking human food aggressively, authorities often have no choice but to euthanize it. In 2015, a camper in Yosemite National Park left a cooler and grocery bags inside a car with the windows cracked. A black bear peeled the car door open like a tin can, devoured everything inside, and then moved on to 3 other campsites that same night. No one was injured that time, but the bear had to be relocated twice before eventually being put down after it broke into an occupied tent weeks later. The prevention here is straightforward. Use a bear canister for all your food, trash, and toiletries whenever you are in the backcountry. In front country campgrounds, use the bear boxes provided. Never leave food in your car, not even in the trunk. Bears have learned that cars contain food. They will break in. If you are in a region that allows bear hangs, learn to do a proper PCT hang at least 12 feet off the ground and 6 feet from the trunk of the tree. Your food storage is not just about protecting your snacks. It is about protecting every person who camps in that spot after you. Mistake number 2. Hiking alone in dense brush. Bears do not want to encounter you any more than you want to encounter them. The vast majority of dangerous encounters happen because a bear is surprised at close range. And the single easiest way to surprise a bear is to walk quietly, alone, through thick vegetation, where neither of you can see what is around the next bend. In 2011, a solo hiker in Yellowstone National Park was killed by a grizzly bear after apparently surprising a sow with cubs on the Wapiti Lake Trail. The trail wound through dense forest with limited visibility. The hiker was experienced. He was carrying bear spray, but the encounter happened so fast and at such close range that he could not deploy it in time. The fix is simple but powerful. Hike in groups of 3 or more whenever possible. Studies from the Interagency Grizzly Bear Study Team found that there has never been a fatal bear attack on a group of 4 or more people in North America. Make noise consistently. Talk, clap, call out at regular intervals, especially when approaching blind curves, stream crossings, or dense brush. Some people carry bear bells, but researchers say the human voice is far more effective because bears recognize it as distinctly human and will typically move away. Your voice is your first line of defense. Use it. Mistake number 3. Approaching bears for photos. This one drives rangers absolutely up the wall, and it is easy to understand why. Every summer, social media fills up with photos of bears taken from absurdly close distances, sometimes 10 or 15 feet away. The person behind the camera thinks they are getting the shot of a lifetime. What they are actually doing is gambling with their life and training the bear to tolerate human proximity, which makes the bear more dangerous for every visitor who comes after. In 2017, in Great Smoky Mountains National Park, a visitor left the safety of their vehicle to approach a black bear on the roadside for a photo. The bear charged, and the person suffered lacerations to the legs and arms. Park regulations require you to stay at least 50 yards from bears at all times, roughly half the length of a football field. In Yellowstone and other parks with grizzlies, the rule is 100 yards. If you want great bear photos, invest in a telephoto lens or use your phone's zoom. If you find yourself needing to move closer to get a better shot, you are already too close. And here's a good rule of thumb. Hold your arm out in front of you, close one eye, and give a thumbs up. If the bear is bigger than your thumb, you need to back away. Now before we get to mistake number 4, if you are finding this useful, do me a quick favor. Hit the like button and subscribe to National Park Secrets. We put out videos every week about wilderness safety, hidden trails, and the insider knowledge that helps you get the most out of America's public lands. A quick subscribe helps us keep making content like this. All right, back to the mistakes. Mistake number 4. Surprising bears at close range. This is related to hiking alone, but it deserves its own category because it applies in camp and on trails alike. A surprise bear is a reactive bear. Their fight or flight instinct kicks in within a fraction of a second, and if they have cubs nearby, the instinct almost always defaults to fight. One of the most well-documented cases happened in Glacier National Park in 2016, when a mountain biker came around a curve on a trail at high speed and surprised a grizzly at roughly 20 feet. The bear charged immediately. The biker suffered severe injuries to his head and torso. He survived only because other riders arrived, and the bear fled. Mountain bikers and trail runners are at elevated risk because they move fast and quietly. If you are biking or running in bear country, you need to slow down before blind corners and call out loudly. On foot, clap your hands or shout a firm "Hey bear" every 30 seconds or so in areas with limited visibility. Carry bear spray on your hip or chest, not buried in your pack. Practice drawing it so the motion is automatic. In a surprise encounter, you will have 2 to 3 seconds, if you are lucky. Mistake number 5. Leaving scented items in your tent. This one catches a lot of first-time campers off guard. You finished cooking dinner, washed up, changed clothes, and crawled into your tent with your toothpaste, deodorant, sunscreen, and maybe a granola bar tucked into a jacket pocket just in case. Congratulations, you have just turned your sleeping space into a bear attractant. In 2010, a teenager was pulled from a tent in Cook City, Montana, just outside Yellowstone, by a grizzly bear that was attracted by food and scented items stored inside. 3 people were attacked in separate tents during a single night. The bear had been drawn into the campsite by the smell of food and personal care products. The rule is simple and non-negotiable. Nothing with a scent goes in your tent. No food, no wrappers, no gum, no lip balm, no sunscreen, no toothpaste. All of it goes in your bear canister or the campground bear box. The clothes you cooked in should be stored outside your tent as well, ideally hung up or placed in your bear canister. Cook and eat at least 200 feet from where you sleep. Your tent should smell like nothing, absolutely nothing. Mistake number 6. Ignoring bear activity warnings. National parks and Forest Service areas post bear warnings for a reason. Trail closures, campsite closures, and advisory signs are based on real-time data from ranger patrols, trail cameras, and visitor reports. When a sign says bear frequenting area or trail closed due to bear activity, that is not a suggestion. It is a warning based on confirmed, recent, and often repeated bear presence in that exact location. In 2015, a hiker in Glacier National Park was attacked on a trail that had been posted with bear warning signs for several days. The hiker later admitted he had seen the signs, but assumed the risk was low because it was midday. Bears are active at all hours, and a warning sign means the bear has been using that specific corridor recently and repeatedly. Always check with the ranger station or visitor center before heading out. Ask about recent bear activity on your planned route. Check online trail reports. If a trail is closed, do not go around the closure. Pick a different trail. Your flexibility could save your life. Mistake number 7. Misjudging distance when observing bears. Humans are remarkably bad at estimating distance, especially in open landscapes where there are few reference points. In places like Hayden Valley in Yellowstone, visitors routinely think a bear is 200 yards away when it is actually 80. The wide open terrain compresses perceived distance, and a calm, grazing bear can shift into a full sprint, covering 44 feet per second without any warning. In 2018, a crowd of tourists in Yellowstone scattered when a grizzly that appeared to be far away suddenly began moving toward them at speed. Several people fell and were injured in the panic. The bear veered off, but the situation could have ended very differently. Use binoculars or a spotting scope. Stay near your vehicle so you have a quick retreat option. And remember the thumb rule we talked about earlier. If the bear appears larger than your outstretched thumb at arm's length, you are within the danger zone and need to increase your distance immediately. Never position yourself between a sow and her cubs, and always leave the bear an escape route. If the bear changes its behavior because of your presence, if it stands up, turns toward you, or stops what it was doing, you are too close. Period. So those are the 7 mistakes. Improper food storage. Hiking alone in dense brush. Approaching bears for photos. Surprising bears at close range. Leaving scented items in your tent. Ignoring bear activity warnings. And misjudging distance when observing bears. Every single one of these is preventable. Bears are magnificent animals, and sharing their habitat is one of the great privileges of spending time in wild places. But that privilege comes with responsibility. Carry bear spray and know how to use it. Store your food properly every single time. Make noise on the trail. Respect closures and warnings. Keep your distance. These are not complicated actions, but they are the difference between a magical wildlife sighting and a tragedy. If this video helped you feel more prepared for your next trip into bear country, hit the like button and subscribe to National Park Secrets. We cover everything from backcountry safety to the hidden gems most visitors never find. Share this video with your hiking partners, your camping crew, anyone heading into bear country this season. Because the best bear encounter is the one that never happens. Stay safe out there.